Ever found yourself wondering about, the big picture, existence, free will, destiny, how it all maybe fits together in some kind of divine plan?
It's definitely something people grapple with.
Right. So today, we're doing a deep dive. We've got these sources that talk about really foundational ideas: creation, the fall, God's foreknowledge, grace, redemption.
Yeah, some pretty dense stuff.
Totally. And our mission really is to pull out some surprising connections between these themes, kind of a shortcut maybe to understanding this huge, intricate story.
Okay, let's jump in.
So we start with something really striking from the sources. It says God decided to create the first Adam. Get this. In Hades.
Described as this place where Satan, or Galate as the sources name him, was already imprisoned.
Which is, wow, quite a starting point, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then, we have Genesis 3, Adam's kicked out of Eden.
Right, the famous expulsion, cherubim, flaming sword, guarding the way back to the tree of life.
Exactly. But the sources add this layer about Adam's realization.
This is crucial. The forbidden fruit wasn't just about disobedience. The sources say Adam realized, profoundly, that he loved Eve more than God.
So idolatry, that's the core.
That's how these texts frame it, yeah. It exposed his spiritual deadness, a misplaced love, really. And that realization, that failure, made him understand why he desperately needed the tree of life.
The last Adam.
And the last Adam. It led him straight to seeing the need for this other figure.
Okay, so this last Adam idea gets really interesting here. You mentioned second God. Can you unpack that?
Sure. The last Adam, identified in our sources as the second God, think pre-incarnate Christ, the Logos. He's absolutely central. He empties himself, enters our space-time, completes the first Adam in God's image, proves the commandments are true, and essentially finishes creation. And the sources stated plainly. The last Adam is the tree of life.
Wow. So the very thing Adam lost access to?
Becomes embodied in this figure. And there's this powerful parallel. First Adam spiritually died, loving Eve more than God, through his own sin. The last Adam physically dies for first Adam's sin, also out of love. A redeeming love.
That's quite a symmetry.
Yeah.
So this whole thing wasn't just God reacting to the fall. It sounds like it was planned from the get-go.
That's what the sources suggest. They talk about God's grand design, his foreknowledge. It says God knew about Adam's fall, and even an earlier fall, hell's, before creation even began.
All beforehand.
Yep. And decided, crucially, to complete the free will of creatures through the cross.
Okay, hold on. Foreknowledge and free will.
Yeah.
How do those work together here? If God knows who will obey or disobey.
Right. That's the classic question. The sources explain it like this. God does know, but creatures don't. So God sets up what's called public judgment.
Public judgment? Sounds ominous.
Well, it's more about demonstration. It's witnessed by everyone, all creatures, to show why God saves some and judges others. It prevents anyone thinking God is unfair or unloving.
Ah, okay. Like proof of justice.
Exactly. The example given is if God didn't offer grace to someone who would have accepted it, he'd look like a murderer, unjust. So the judgment confirms his righteousness.
So we have free will, but the sources are saying obedience really only happens through God's grace. How does that balance out?
It's a fine balance. The choice to accept or reject grace, that's still the creatures. But God provides enough grace for those he knows will accept, ensuring they choose life.
Okay.
And he provides sufficient grace, even for those he knows will reject it, which then demonstrates that their choice for death was truly their own. They can't blame God.
And there was something about specific groups, martyr witnesses.
Yes, the sources mention God predestining martyr witnesses and first fruits. There's even a specific number, 144,000, gathered in.
What blows my mind here, though, is the idea that from God's perspective, it's already done. His will is accomplished because he's outside time, present everywhere at once.
Right. It's hard for us stuck in space-time to really grasp that.
Totally. And the last Adam, the Messiah figure, he's predestined to what? Unify everything.
Unify all things in Christ, yeah. Things in heaven, things on earth. And ultimately abolish sin within our space-time reality. Ephesians 1 talks about this cosmic plan.
So how does this grand divine wisdom actually unfold? How do we see it?
Through the church, according to these texts. Ephesians 3 says God uses the church to reveal his wisdom, even to rulers and authorities in the heavenly places. Angels, basically.
So the church demonstrates God's plan even to angels.
Apparently so. And the end goal is that as creatures, humans and angels alike, grasp God's love and justice through this whole unfolding drama. They freely choose to love God back. Their free will finds its completion in that love.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway? We've seen this incredibly intricate plan. Free will, God knowing everything beforehand. Grace. They aren't clashing ideas.
Not at all. They're deeply interdependent, all working towards this completion of free will and showing God's wisdom, all centered on the last Adam. It's a story unfolding for us, but already complete for God.
It really reframes things.
Definitely. And maybe here's a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. If a loving creator knows every choice we'll ever make, but still champions our freedom within that knowledge, what does that really tell us about the nature of purpose and the weight, or perhaps the gift, of our own choices?